periods stop. But the truth is, when that moment arrives, the body doesn't simply settle into peace. For many women, menopause feels like stepping into uncharted territory, where the familiar rhythm of monthly cycles comes to an end, yet new and unexpected challenges begin. It is often described as freedom, a release from the inconvenience of periods, but behind that freedom lies a reality that few conversations prepare us for. The hormonal protection that quietly guarded your heart, bones, and metabolism for decades begins to fade, and with it, new vulnerabilities start to surface. Heart disease risk increases. Bones that once felt strong begin to weaken. Weight that was once easy to manage seems to appear overnight. And memory, once sharp, can feel like it flickers in and out. But here's what most women don't realize. This transition is not just about what you are losing, it is also about what you can gain. Because while menopause changes the rules of the game, science shows that you still hold the power to shape your health, your strength, and your future. Imagine food not just as calories, but as tiny messengers carrying instructions directly to your cells. Every bite you take has the ability to protect your arteries, rebuild your bones, sharpen your memory, and even reduce your risk of certain cancers. That means what you put on your plate after menopause could be the difference between decline and vitality, between disease and defense, between simply aging and truly thriving. Think of your body as a garden. When estrogen is present, it works like a natural gardener, tending the soil, pulling out weeds, and keeping everything balanced. But when menopause arrives, that gardener steps back. And unless you bring in new tools, the weeds of inflammation, brittle bones, and stiff arteries can start to grow. The good news: nature has already provided those tools. They come in the form of foods that are so simple, so ordinary, you may already pass them in your grocery store without realizing the power they hold. Foods that don't just fill your stomach, but act like medicine, helping your body stay vibrant, strong, and resilient long after periods have stopped. And here's why this matters. Too often women are told to just accept the discomforts of menopause, to believe that fatigue, bone loss, memory lapses, and higher risk of disease are inevitable. But they are not. What you eat can change the way your body responds to this stage of life. It can strengthen your bones so they resist fractures. It can calm inflammation so your arteries stay flexible. It can protect your brain so your memory remains sharp. It can even lower your risk of the very diseases that women fear most after menopause. This is not about dieting, restriction, or chasing youth. It's about nourishment, empowerment, and rewriting the story of life after menopause. Periods may stop, but your opportunity to thrive, to live with energy, confidence, and protection, begins now, on your plate, with the foods you choose every day. When menopause arrives, it doesn't simply mark the end of a biological cycle. It reshapes the entire landscape of a woman's body. The most striking change is the decline in estrogen, a hormone that has quietly safeguarded health for decades. Estrogen is more than just a reproductive hormone. It is a powerful regulator that keeps bones dense, arteries elastic, and metabolism steady. Once its levels fall, the body begins to reveal where that silent protection was at work. Bones, once strong and resilient, begin to lose density, leaving them more vulnerable to fractures. Arteries, once flexible, can start to stiffen, raising the risk of heart disease. Even the brain, which depends on estrogen for certain protective functions, can feel the impact, with memory lapses and mental fog becoming more noticeable. This shift explains why women after menopause often face a surge in health risks that seemed less urgent before. Heart disease becomes the leading cause of death. Osteoporosis silently weakens bones. Weight gain appears even without major changes in eating habits. The metabolism slows, making it harder to burn calories. And because estrogen influences how the body processes glucose, blood sugar control becomes more difficult, which raises the risk of diabetes. These changes may sound daunting, but they are not inevitable outcomes carved in stone. They are signals, reminders that the body needs new forms of support, and food is one of the most powerful allies you can call upon. Food is not just something you eat to satisfy hunger, it acts as a messenger to your body. Every nutrient, every vitamin, every phytochemical found in natural foods communicates with your cells, influencing how they function, repair, and defend themselves. A simple plate of leafy greens can tell calcium where to go, strengthening bones instead of allowing deposits in the arteries. A handful of berries can signal brain cells to activate pathways that protect memory. Fatty fish can switch on anti-inflammatory processes that calm blood vessels and keep them supple. These are not abstract concepts. They are real, measurable effects happening in your body with every meal you choose. The importance of food becomes even clearer when you realize how quickly these changes take root after menopause. The decline in estrogen doesn't happen overnight, but its effects build steadily, year by year. Yet studies show that women who make strategic dietary changes, even later in life, can slow, halt, or even reverse some of the risks tied to menopause. A diet rich in plant-based nutrients, omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and whole grains acts like a shield, intercepting the threats of aging and reinforcing the body's natural defenses. Think of food as daily medicine, but without the side effects. It doesn't just treat one problem, it strengthens multiple systems at once. The same foods that lower cholesterol also improve circulation. The same foods that build bone density often support the immune system. It's a holistic, interconnected web, and food is the thread that ties it together. When you begin to see your meals in this light, not as routine, but as opportunities to heal, protect, and empower your body, you unlock the real reason food matters more after menopause than ever before. One of the most powerful foods a woman can add to her plate after menopause is fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, and trout may look like ordinary choices at the seafood counter, but inside them lies a remarkable nutrient that becomes especially critical once estrogen levels drop: omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats act like natural armor for the body, especially for the heart. Before menopause, estrogen provides a built-in layer of protection for blood vessels, helping to keep them elastic and resistant to plaque buildup. But as estrogen declines, arteries are more vulnerable to stiffening and inflammation, which are the earliest steps in the development of heart disease. This is where fatty fish steps in. The omega-3s found in these fish calm inflammation throughout the body, lower triglycerides in the blood, and make blood less likely to clot, all of which reduces the risk of heart attacks and strokes. But the benefits don't stop with the heart. Omega-3s are also essential for the brain, an organ that often feels the effects of menopause in subtle but unsettling ways. Many women notice memory lapses, foggy thinking, or difficulty concentrating as their hormones shift. Scientific studies have shown that omega-3s help protect brain cells by supporting the structure of their membranes and improving communication between neurons. Regular consumption of fatty fish has even been linked to a slower rate of cognitive decline as women age, providing an extra layer of defense for one of the most vital organs in the body. Fatty fish also plays a key role in regulating mood. The drop in estrogen can sometimes contribute to irritability, anxiety, or even depression. Omega-3s help by influencing neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, the brain chemicals that regulate mood and emotional well-being. That means a simple meal of grilled salmon or a serving of sardines isn't just nourishing the body, it's also feeding the mind and balancing emotions. Practical ways to enjoy these benefits are simpler than most people realize. Just 2 servings of fatty fish per week can make a measurable difference in heart health, brain function, and overall well-being. Grilled salmon with a squeeze of lemon, mackerel baked with herbs, or sardines on whole grain toast are easy, flavorful options that can fit seamlessly into your weekly meals. For those who don't enjoy fish, plant-based sources like flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts also provide omega-3s, though in slightly different forms. Even adding a tablespoon of ground flaxseed to your morning smoothie or sprinkling chia seeds over yogurt can help the body access these protective fats. It's also important to recognize the versatility of fatty fish. It can be served fresh, smoked, or canned, making it accessible to different budgets and lifestyles. Canned salmon or sardines, for example, are affordable, convenient, and just as nutrient-rich as fresh options. Pairing them with vegetables, whole grains, or legumes creates meals that not only satisfy hunger, but also deliver powerful, disease-fighting benefits. Every time you choose fatty fish, you are making an investment in your heart, your brain, and your future health. turning an ordinary meal into an extraordinary act of self-care. Leafy greens may look humble on the plate, but inside their tender leaves lies a pharmacy of protection that becomes especially vital after menopause. Spinach, kale, collard greens, arugula, and Swiss chard are some of the most powerful foods for women at this stage of life because they are packed with nutrients that directly counteract the vulnerabilities created by falling estrogen. One of their greatest gifts is vitamin K, a nutrient that plays a dual role in guiding calcium to the right place and preventing it from settling where it doesn't belong. Think of vitamin K as a traffic controller. It directs calcium into the bones, where strength and density are needed, while preventing it from clogging the arteries where buildup can lead to heart disease. After menopause, when bone loss accelerates and artery stiffness becomes more common, this simple but powerful action of vitamin K can be life-changing. But leafy greens go far beyond bone protection. They are rich in folate, a B vitamin essential for brain health. Folate supports the production of neurotransmitters that help maintain memory and focus, providing a natural defense against the cognitive decline that often worries women in their later years. At the same time, the antioxidants in leafy greens, including lutein, beta-carotene, and zeaxanthin, work tirelessly to neutralize harmful free radicals that can damage cells and accelerate aging. These antioxidants also protect the eyes, reducing the risk of age-related macular degeneration, another concern that becomes more pressing with age. Another remarkable feature of leafy greens is their ability to reduce inflammation, a silent driver of nearly every chronic disease from heart disease to diabetes to cancer. The phytonutrients in these greens act as natural anti-inflammatories, calming the body's internal environment and creating conditions for healing and resilience. The high fiber content also plays a crucial role, helping to regulate blood sugar, support digestion, and feed the beneficial bacteria in the gut. Bacteria that in turn produce compounds linked to improved immunity and reduced inflammation. In everyday life, adding leafy greens does not require a complicated plan. They can slip seamlessly into almost any meal. A handful of spinach can disappear into a morning smoothie, providing nutrients without altering the taste. Kale or collard greens can be sautéed with garlic and olive oil for a quick side dish, turning a simple dinner into a nutrient-rich feast. Swiss chard can be added to soups, stews, or stir-fries, where its earthy flavor deepens the richness of the dish. Even a fresh salad with mixed greens drizzled with olive oil and sprinkled with nuts can become a powerful act of self-care. Leafy greens are also one of the most accessible foods, inexpensive, widely available, and versatile enough to suit every palate. Whether eaten raw, cooked, blended, or baked into a dish, their protective compounds remain intact and ready to serve the body. Each serving of greens contributes not just vitamins and minerals, but a layer of defense against the bone loss, heart disease, memory decline, and inflammation that menopause can accelerate. When a woman makes leafy greens a daily part of her diet, she isn't just filling her plate, she's building a shield of resilience from the inside out. Berries may appear small and delicate, but inside their vibrant skins, they hold some of the most concentrated forms of protection nature has to offer. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries are more than just sweet treats. They are powerful allies for women after menopause. One of their greatest strengths lies in their abundance of antioxidants, particularly anthocyanins, which give berries their rich red, blue, and purple hues. These compounds act like a shield for the body, neutralizing free radicals that cause cellular damage and accelerate aging. After menopause, when the body's defenses are already weakened by hormonal shifts, this antioxidant power becomes essential. It means that something as simple as a handful of berries can help protect against cancer, heart disease, and memory decline. The brain, in particular, benefits enormously from the gifts of berries. Estrogen, while present, provides a layer of protection to brain cells, but as its levels fall, the brain becomes more vulnerable to oxidative stress and inflammation. This is one reason memory lapses and cognitive changes become more common during and after menopause. Studies have shown that women who eat berries regularly experience slower rates of cognitive decline and better memory performance compared to those who don't. The anthocyanins in berries improve communication between brain cells, enhance blood flow to the brain, and even stimulate the growth of new connections, keeping the mind sharp and resilient. Beyond the brain, Berries also play a critical role in supporting heart health. Their antioxidants reduce inflammation in blood vessels, improving circulation and lowering blood pressure. They also help prevent LDL cholesterol from oxidizing, a key step in the development of arterial plaque. For women after menopause, when cardiovascular risk rises sharply, these protective effects can make a remarkable difference. In fact, research suggests that regular berry consumption can reduce the risk of heart attacks and strokes, reinforcing the idea that food truly functions as medicine. Another remarkable benefit of berries lies in their effect on blood sugar. Despite their sweetness, berries have a relatively low glycemic index, meaning they don't cause sharp spikes in blood sugar levels. Instead, their natural fiber slows digestion and improves insulin sensitivity. This is especially important after menopause, when hormonal shifts increase the likelihood of insulin resistance and diabetes. By stabilizing blood sugar, berries not only protect metabolic health but also help manage energy levels throughout the day. Incorporating berries into daily life is both easy and enjoyable. They can be tossed onto oatmeal, blended into smoothies, or mixed into yogurt for a quick, nutrient-dense snack. Frozen berries retain their protective compounds, making them a convenient and cost-effective option year-round. They can even add bursts of color and flavor to salads, transforming a simple bowl of greens into a vibrant, disease-fighting meal. Though small in size, the impact of berries is immense. Every serving nourishes the body with compounds that guard the brain, protect the heart, regulate blood sugar, and reduce inflammation. When a woman chooses to add berries to her plate, she is giving herself a daily dose of defense, turning an everyday snack into a powerful act of renewal and protection in the years after menopause. When periods stop, many women are told it is simply the beginning of decline, that the best years are behind them, and what follows is a slow unraveling of health, strength, and vitality. But that story is incomplete. This stage of life is not about endings, it is about transformation. The body may no longer be guided by the rhythms of monthly cycles, yet it still carries extraordinary potential for renewal. With every meal, every choice, you hold the power to write a new chapter, one where food becomes your most trusted companion in protecting your heart, fortifying your bones, sharpening your mind, and fueling your energy. Imagine looking at your plate not as a reminder of what you cannot eat, but as a canvas of opportunity, a place where healing and strength are created day after day. Think of salmon not simply as fish, but as nourishment that keeps your arteries supple and your brain alert. See a bowl of greens, not just as salad, but as a daily infusion of calcium and vitamin K, sending strength into your bones and resilience into your blood vessels. Let a handful of berries remind you that sweetness can also be protection, guarding your memory and your heart with every bite. Consider soy not as a substitute, but as a natural gift that eases hormonal shifts while lowering the risks that rise with age. Picture mushrooms not as garnish, but as defenders of your immune system and allies against disease. And whole grains, simple, hearty, grounding, offering balance to your blood sugar and nourishment to the microbes in your gut that influence everything from digestion to immunity. These foods are not exotic, they are not hidden away in far-off places. They are within reach, waiting in markets, in grocery aisles, in your kitchen right now. The challenge is not in finding them, but in remembering that they matter. Too often, food is seen only as comfort, habit, or convenience. But when viewed through the lens of health, it becomes a daily act of self-care, a ritual of resilience. Each time you choose foods that protect rather than harm, you are casting a vote for your future self, for a body that moves with strength, for a heart that beats steadily, for a mind that stays clear and vibrant. And this journey is not meant to be walked alone. Every woman deserves to know that menopause does not mean weakness, but a new chance to live with wisdom and strength. Sharing this knowledge can be an act of love, a way to empower mothers, sisters, daughters, and friends to see food not as restriction, but as liberation. When you pass on this message, you are helping build a community of women who embrace life after menopause, not with fear, but with courage, with hope, and with confidence in what their bodies are still capable of achieving. This is your time, your season of renewal, and the choices you make today will ripple forward, shaping the years to come. Food is your ally, your daily medicine, your path to thriving in a stage of life that was never meant to be the end, but the beginning of something powerful.